You ever heard those old timey songs where they just sound like shit, but like it just works? And you're looking so ugly, and you're looking so ugly.
So the homework that I have, that we all have, I guess.
That we all have. Look at this. Sending my young brother out to school to learn comedy. What's up, little bro? So today we learned Mr. Kenny taught me. I remember the first time walking in on a night that I wasn't performing, and an audience member was like, "Oh, that's Black Zeus." Like they're telling the girls, like, "Yo, that's Black Zeus." And the one guy got up. He's like, "Are you on tonight?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm just coming in to support." He's like, "Ah." Okay, but don't lie to me though. And you see the word comment and commentary. We're talking about the same thing here.
No, but you said...
We're talking about the same thing.
You said, let's see if it shows up.
You're putting him in a stand-up top 10 list for
a comedy top 10 list.
Based mostly on his movies.
Yes, for me.
Now, have you gone and watched any of his stand-up?
I've seen clips here and there.
I really thought about this one because I'm between comedy club and theater. I think if you prefer to see comedy in an arena, you're psycho.
What's like theater level? How many seats we talking? 1,000?
It's time!
Hey yo, it's Black Zeus, the podcast, season 5. Welcome to the show where we talk about life, talk about the come up, and sometimes we fight. But in the end, it ain't a thing, cause we ain't trying to be right. We're just old new niggas with another podcast.
It's season 5, episode 37. This is the podcast of you trying to make it into comedy heaven. We talk about all the real, not about all the fake. If you want all that, then go on to a world that's joke fake. Joke World sucks. We're back. We're back for another week
This is Black Zeus, the podcast
of the podcast. Just taking shots. Just taking shots at other YouTube channels that I'm not a fan of, and that will continue to happen because they don't actually do comedy. And here we are, a comedy channel run by comedians for comedy fans. That's you. Welcome back to another episode of Black Zeus, the podcast, season 5, episode 37. I am him. I am Black Zeus, the guy on the name of the show. You are the beautiful people as long as you have hit that subscribe button. If you haven't yet, then you're looking kind of ugly. Why you looking so ugly? Ugly. You ever heard those old timey songs where they just sound like shit, but like it just works? And you're looking so ugly. And you're looking so ugly. Well, you ugly bitch, hit the subscribe button. Help us out. Help us fight Mr. Algorithm, because that's who we're fighting every day, even though we're bringing to you amazing comedy content. And after the film session we just had today, I feel like we got even better comedy content coming for you just around the corner. There's the corner. Just turn the corner right there. You'll be there so fast you don't even know what's going on. Let me turn the hat backwards so you know I'm in sport mode. That sounded very Oprah-ish. I'm in sport mode. You get comedy and you get comedy and you get comedy. Let's promote some comedy shows. October 11th and 12th is the Punks Can't Laugh Comedy Festival, a comedy and punk music festival. Very in line with who I am as a person and as a comic. Very anti-establishment. Yeah, bro. Oh, we gotta swear less. Gotta mute that one. I've already said the F word twice. Hell yeah, bro. Let's go. Let's go! You just gotta throw the O's. Oh! I'm a dingy kid from the 90s. What's up? On the 19th, don't need to concern yourself with that, but I will be doing comedy somewhere. On the 18th, I will be in London, Ontario with Abbas Wahab. Abbas Wahab. The OG, not the OG, but you know, my brother in this comedy race. This is one of the worst times I've promoted ever, but we're going to keep it in. Keep it all in. That's what she said. That's a trap, by the way. Don't keep it all in if she says that, unless you're trying to. Anyways, side note. On the 26th, Real Negroes of Comedy. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Real Negroes of Comedy, and I will be a part of that. That's in Toronto. And then also in Hamilton, Ontario, I'll be Almost African. That is October 26th. Did I just say 2 shows on the 26th? I hope I didn't double book.
Is that the real Negroes and almost African?
And almost African.
on the same day.
Oh, alhamdulillah. What do I do here? Ooh. Ooh, that's tough. October 26th. Let me just, oh, well, that's something I'm going to have to figure out after this recording. But fuck it. We'll do it live. That's the third swear word I'll have to bleep. Up till 5 minutes. Just write 3 cuss words to bleep. It's helping, I think. I don't know. The algorithm doesn't like the F word or something. But I'm going to continue to say it and just bleep it out. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue along with the show. Before I do that, we got to do what we do here every week. Get my brother in comedy arms. Get the producer of this show. Get the videographer for all my comedy doings. The guy in the seat. The man with the plan. He's black, but his name's not Jack. Ladies and gentlemen, Dante's in the studio.
You get what you deserve.
Where's that from?
The Joker.
Oh, Folly de.
No, the first one. They brought it back in the second one.
Spoilers.
Spoiler. I mean, kind of already gave it.
You just, yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Let me save you guys some money.
Comedy first.
Don't go watch The Joker 2. Anyways, this is a comedy podcast, so we're going to get into it. First of all, I double booked, so I'm having that realization right now. And they're both shows that I really want to do. It hasn't happened in a while, but it's happening right now. So I got
One's in Hamilton,
one's in Toronto, one's in Hamilton. Can I time them?
No.
No, I potentially could. If they're on what day is it? The show's at 8. This one's down the road. This one's at Talking Arts, the one in Hamilton.
Okay, sweet.
But and I booked that earlier. I have to go with what I booked first. Damn, I screwed up. I hate doing this, bro. I haven't done this in so long. This is so unprofessional. Well, that was an awful sound. I'll also have to edit that out of the show. Lost 5 subscribers on that one alone. He just went into this odd diatribe. I don't know why I keep looking at this as if I can I'm just going to have to do. Oh, that sucks. They're both at the same time in different cities. Why did I do this? I think I have to do the Toronto show. That's what I booked first.
Yeah.
I was booked first.
That's the honorable thing to do.
That's the honorable thing to do. This was straight. This is just me looking dumb. So I have to
Sometimes
take
you forget.
It wasn't that I forgot. It's that when I did the one booking, I wasn't in front of my calendar, but I was like, I don't have a show on that day. Turns out. How you living, Dante? How's life
Blessed
for you?
and highly favored, my G.
What you been saying?
Been busy.
Oh, wow. Comedy stuff?
Yeah.
All right. That's perfect because this week I took off. So my comedy recap is done. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you just gotta, again, if you listen to last week's episode, I was talking about getting in this very introspective, reflective space. And ultimately what that came from was me recognizing this position I'm in once again, not a plateau, but like a crescendo, a breakthrough moment. And when I get to these moments, especially this later on in my career, as it continues to get later and later, I feel like I owe it to myself to actually take a breather and try and really assess what's going on. And I feel like already this one's paying off dividends. Like taking this 1 week off, I've been very productive and not productive at the same time, but in great ways comedically. Mm-hmm. But you've actually hit mics.
Yes.
How many mics did you do this week? This is the first.
This is
4?
4 weeks in a row, maybe 5 of 3 show weeks.
Okay, at this point you don't need to mention it anymore. This is my 6th week.
Straight of
I did
3
shows. No, that's adorable. Go ahead, bro. You're new in the game, so you deserve it.
I know, like that's kind of standard. Like some people are telling me you should be like 5 mics a week.
Okay, don't listen to anybody. Because when I first started, you know how toxic that was? This is guy JJ Lieberman, bro, and he made you feel like dirt if you didn't. He's like, bro, I did 17 shows this week. I'm like, damn, I don't feel good about my life.
Yeah.
And then it was just so highly competitive. But then I think eventually what everybody realized is that it's quality over quantity. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
what are you getting out of all of the mics versus are you like you might get more out of doing less, but then working on the jokes more or something. You know, there's a balance there. Different for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the week where you're like, I did 4 shows.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to do 7 shows in a week.
Yeah.
That'll be
I've
fun.
done 2 show weeks, but that's because they're in the same night.
Yeah.
Or like
Like
weekend
2 show nights.
Yeah, but I also did like, for instance, London. It was 2 nights and it was 2 shows.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, that was awful. But we just derailed all the momentum. Okay, of the 3 shows you did this week, which is your favorite?
Backroom. So I did Backroom for the first time, made my Backroom Comedy Club debut.
Salutes to the Backroom crew in Toronto. If you're on Bloor Street, go check them out. Inside of an Ethiopian restaurant. So go get some good Ethiopian eats and then go get some laughs.
Yeah.
I think they got shows every night of the week at this point.
Seems like
they're going buck wild over there. But yeah, so why was it your favorite? Actually, you kind of have a whole day with that.
Yeah.
right?
So not only did I do that, but then earlier in the day, I did Kenny Robinson's comedy workshop.
Double salutes, triple salutes. Salutes on salutes to the OG, Kenny Robinson. Yeah, that's Holtzman. But the Holtzman salute. The Holtzman salute.
Salutes.
Love and respect, Kenny Robinson.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've heard me mention Nubian show a ton. A show where I cut my teeth, thankfully. I'm so grateful to even be able to say, like, I'm a room favorite. Like, to know my personal history with that room and how I started and how I wanted to get in that room. I'm like, yo, I remember the first time walking in on a night that I wasn't performing and an audience member is like, oh, that's Black Zeus. Like they're telling the girls like, yo, that's Black Zeus. And the one guy got up, he's like, are you on tonight? I'm like, nah, I'm just coming in to support. He's like,
Next time.
I'm like, got him. I'm like, let's go. Comedy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kenny Robinson runs a
He runs a workshop,
workshop.
which I found out at Nubian.
Yes, this past month.
Yeah.
Which we got a lot of great interviews, which I'm
did.
sure you guys will see.
Eventually.
I just remember that I gotta release and I gotta edit an interview. I thought I was gonna be done. Oh no, that shouldn't take too long.
No.
But yeah, what was the workshop like?
To be honest, I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah,
So I kind of went to just check it out, see what it's all about.
I respect an OG putting on a free comedy workshop for the youth.
Yes.
much more than like a college or university putting on a comedy program for a diploma. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
You can learn stuff for sure, but
But basically what it was a room full of aspiring comics, some further in the game, some newer in the game, some people that never even went up before, some people that have been going up, you know, so it's like you get like a wide range of people.
yeah.
And
There was an age limit, no?
I don't know.
I thought it's like a more youth oriented workshop.
Mm.
You got old dusty niggas in there, like
Yeah.
like 14-year comic vets. I just need a tip, Kenny, please.
No, how long has what's his face been doing it?
Who? I don't know. What's his face doesn't help me. Nigga.
I told Kirby.
Kirby's been doing it as long as me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Kirby, I don't think showed up to get like help.
Well, he did.
Really?
Yeah, because he ran through his material.
Oh, he's like writer's block or something.
No, because he was recording something coming up. He's got a.
So it was like a work. Like okay, yeah, but you see what I'm saying, right? Like he has he's not.
He has
going there
material.
to learn comedy.
No, but so
He's going there to workshop his jokes.
But that's what it is. And so I thought it was gonna be like, oh, you learn how to do comedy, but it's more like you do your comedy and
In front of Kenny.
in front of Kenny, but also the whole room.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, you could add this to your joke or da-da-da-da-da. Or maybe if you leaned into this material a little bit more, you know, all this stuff.
Okay.
So it's not so much of like this is how when you get on stage, you put the mic stand to the side and, all the etiquette stuff.
Yeah.
It's more like punching up material with.
But you also said there's like homework, right?
Yeah.
Like, what was the homework for the day that you went?
So the homework that we all have, I guess.
That we all have. Look at this. Sending my young brother out to school to learn comedy. What's up, little bro? So today we learned Mr. Kenny taught me.
Mr. Robinson. So he said we have to print out 3 articles.
Yeah.
And then write jokes on those articles.
Modern or anything.
Recent. Like he said like get a newspaper, but I don't know. Like I ain't seen a newspaper in years.
You know what he meant though. Everybody knew.
No, I know, but he literally said cut out a newspaper.
Like this old guy here told us to get it.
He's like, yeah, when they deliver it to your house. What?
Oh man, I do like it's gonna be tough, but one day I will drop in on that. I really do want to.
Yeah.
I just want to support. I did years ago because he's been running this workshop for years.
Yeah.
So when I lived in Toronto, I stopped in a couple times. But I feel like it was ran differently back then. It was years ago, right?
Okay.
So I'm sure he's changed up the format somewhat.
Yeah.
But it's just great, I think. Like even it has me thinking about stuff like that for out here. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, there's
I don't want to do it.
but
I don't want to do a course where I charge people. I want to do something like youth driven.
yeah.
I want to like go back to my school, oddly enough, and like I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds so weird to me to even be saying these things.
You
want to
go back
but
to
I
your
want to
school.
give back.
Yeah.
Or like I want to like give back to where I came up and like there's some kid in that school that felt like I did back then.
Mhm.
Like I didn't feel like a loser or a loner or anything like that, but I needed guidance.
Yeah.
And if someone like me showed up that I could relate to
Yeah.
and be like, yo, look, go any path you want, but look at like, I can't go back just yet because I opened for Russell in Oklahoma. And have you paid your rent this month? Boo! They say, oh, brother, this guy stinks. And ladies and gentlemen, coming to speak to the class today, he's a former alum of this school. You might have heard of him. He's a stand-up comedian. Black Zeus. Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy?
At least I'm honest with myself.
Yeah.
But still, no, I've talked to people who have gone back to, like, we went to the same school and they're like, yeah, we went back and spoke to the kids.
Oh.
So I'm like, I think it's just more guidance and them seeing someone that came from where they came from. I was like, look, bro, like, just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Yeah.
No.
Don't give him the mic. Somebody, get that mic from him. So yeah, so you went from the workshop, then you ended up a back room.
Yes. And I didn't even know that back room was a thing. Like I knew,
Like,
it was
a club.
Yeah, but I didn't know that they had a mic.
I didn't know they had a mic on a Monday either.
Yeah. So then like some of the other comics that were there, they're like, oh, if you want to get up tonight, there's an open mic at back room. So I was like, I'm already down here.
You're in the neighborhood.
Let me make
I already
the most
paid for this expensive parking.
I parked in Oakville Go and I took the train.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I walked from Union.
You walked up.
Actually, no,
This guy had a little adventure.
I did. I took
It's
the TTC.
Dante. He's in the big city. Dante. He's gonna learn how to write some jokes now.
No, I took the train to Union. I took the subway.
Yo, this episode is called Dante's Big Day.
My Dante's comedy adventure.
Dante. I'm stupid. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah. So it was fun, and then so after that, after the workshop,
Did you take anything that you learned or you practiced or anything from the workshop to the show?
Not really, because I didn't really work on much
Yeah.
at the workshop. Like I said, I was kind of like I went up and I did jokes because it just so happened that the jokes that I had were related to the homework that they had to do last week.
Oh, okay, I see.
Right. So I was
Yeah.
still able to
The homework was Diddy jokes, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to,
Can you actually bring up, because we were talking about this before we started recording, and I like the advice that he gave on this.
Uh-huh.
So the homework the week before where you weren't there
Yes.
was to write 3 jokes or just one joke
jokes
about Diddy?
About the Diddy situation.
Yeah.
And then so that everyone would go up and then tell their
So that's the week you showed up.
Yeah.
Is the homework assignments due.
Yes.
Everybody goes up and tells their jokes and what.
Yeah. So then
happening.
Kenny said like, oh, you notice how everyone they were joking about the oil. Everyone said the Diddy oil, the oil. Well, when you go to an open mic and everyone talks about the oil, that's hack. Say something else.
And that was the polite way.
Yeah.
That's Kenny being gentle.
Yeah. But so basically,
go to a newbie and mess up like that. I don't even want to. I'm trying not to swear on this episode.
But basically, he was saying like everyone was joking about the oil. There was only like one person that their joke had nothing to do with the oil, the baby oil.
They got a star for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great. I love, bro.
Yeah.
Get people in the mindset of being original.
Yeah.
It's like the lowest common denominator thing is
even if
low hanging fruit.
But even if it's like a different take on the baby oil, don't even talk about the baby oil because people are already talking about it.
Correct. Now, you can if you have a really good joke about it.
Yeah.
That's like a cut above everything you've heard. But at the same time, if you're the one that has the really good joke that nobody's talking about, it's that much easier to stand out.
Yeah. But even then, his whole point is like you go to a mic or a show and the 5 comics before you all just baby oil jokes, and then you add to the baby oil pile.
Did you go to the back room and were there a lot of Diddy jokes? Because that was an open mic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I think I didn't do any Diddy jokes, but
Did he do any Diddy jokes?
No.
How many Diddy jokes did Diddy do when he did like but and
then I was even asking like when I got to the mic, because so the mic that they're running is like a Kill Tony mic, and they're like, yeah, they admit this is a Kill Tony mic, like they say that.
You know that thing that you like, but we took that.
But they do 90 seconds, and
so you get a minute and a half. And then instead of Tony, it's essentially them. It's the boys.
And then, but they're not there to roast you.
Critique.
Not even critique, like give like feedback.
That's critique.
Okay.
What the hell just happened?
I don't know.
No. Yeah.
I don't know. Feedback and critique, like it's not so much critiquing your material, but it's like, hey, maybe add this or something.
That's a critique.
I feel like a critique.
You're on a different planet as me sometimes.
I feel like a critique is like, this part wasn't good. That's a critique.
I mean, that is also a critique.
Yeah. But a feedback is like, I like what you did. Add this to it.
Okay, you know what we're doing right now? Pull up both definitions. Or go to thesaurus.com and type in one. And if you get the other one popping up, thesaurus.com. Yeah. Type in critique. And what was the other word? Feedback. Criticism.
It's not there.
Commentary. I mean, that's feedback, bro.
You said the word had to be there.
No, I didn't say it had to be there. I just said we're putting a shut up. This is the Black Zeus show. I'm cutting this out.
Flack, notice, pan.
Okay, but don't lie to me, though. And you see the word comment and commentary. We're talking about the same thing here.
No, but you said...
We're talking about the same thing.
You said, let's see if it shows up. It's not showing up.
Right.
So let's go to the analysis.
No, we're out of here.
Let's... All right, jeez.
No, because we have to do the UFC recap. And I want to end,
but
like, I'm done with today.
I got, like, for my set, I was asking... There's another camera guy there. So, I was talking to him because he does all their stuff or something, most of their stuff.
Was it Max?
Anthony.
Okay.
But I was like, okay, like, do I do good stuff or do I do like mid stuff or like, do I do new stuff here? So
it's only 90 seconds. So just do stuff.
Do something.
Just do anything.
Yeah.
You got 90 seconds.
Yeah. So I did a joke, and I realized, and I think I've said this multiple times on the podcast now, but I get laughs, but then I'm so eager to go to the next joke. I don't step on the laughs,
Yeah.
but I feel like I can extend those laughs even more if I stay in that
Stay in the
joke
pocket.
instead of going on to the next joke. And that's kind of the feedback that I got. Like, because, people are laughing, but he was saying if I had played with that laugh energy a little bit more,
Yeah.
then it would have been better.
And you could have carried, it's like a wave. You carry it over to the next joke.
Yeah.
And if you have a lot more momentum going to the next thing, then
But you only got a minute 30. So
Oh, fair enough,
I got like a minute laugh, and then I tried to go into the second joke, and then that got cut off because they even have like a sound that plays at a minute 30.
Oh,
it's not a kitten, but
still, that's wild. I'm going to have to call the boys up and
no, they admit it. It says on the
No,
post.
no, I'm just messing around. But yeah, that's this week's comedy recap.
And then
we're done.
I did Jam Easies. All right, let me just talk about
Bro.
just real quick.
You're killing me, Petey.
I know.
And you don't even know the reference. You're killing me, Petey.
I did Jam Easies on Wednesdays, which is pretty good. They had
Shout out
audience.
Jam Easy.
They had a
In
trivia
Mississauga.
night in Mississauga, but Streetsville, like Lakeshore area.
Yeah.
They had audience because he was hosting a trivia night beforehand.
Yeah.
And then some of those people just stayed for the comedy after. So that was good. And then Thursday I did CFTA. And like you talk about when sets are going to be work, that one was work. That one
Was it all comics?
mostly comics,
Yeah.
a few spouses, but there was new comics.
It's getting tougher for me to go every Thursday. So I'm going to be selective.
But there was new comics there.
Still, I don't like performing for just comics.
I know.
At this point, I need all
I understand.
especially new comics who don't even know me.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a disrespect thing. It's just that I can't get anything from them.
No, exactly.
Me personally, some
So,
people.
so like I did the jokes that I've been doing,
yeah.
and then I did a new joke, but only like a select few laughed because they got the reference, but they were laughing like so hard.
You're working referential stuff.
Yeah, but I thought more people would know who.
I love challenging myself. See, like when I hear stuff like that, to me, when like I try and take a reference that only a few get and find a way to extrapolate.
Yeah.
Like how do I get more people to understand?
I
this
thought more
niche
people
thing?
would know who the penguin was.
Yeah, but you call them Cobblepot.
Yeah, because it sounds funnier.
Penguin's funny on its own though.
Yeah, but Oswald Cobblepot.
That's again. You figure it out. It's
I
not my joke.
know, but
you do that enough in a big room and then you get crickets.
it only works because it was that one dude.
Oswald, who?
Yeah, it only works because that one guy was there, and I'm like, hey, you look like Oswald Cobblepot.
You got to know the crowd. If you're doing like San Diego during Comic-Con, then
Yeah, well, that was the
Then
whole
go for
joke.
it.
I'm like, bro, you could like clean up and with that look,
Comic-Con?
yeah, because you look like Oswald Cobblepot. And he's like, who? He's like, who the fuck is that guy?
all right, that's
But
this week's
that's
comedy
the
recap. That's this week's comedy recap. I do have shows next week, so I will also get in on the conversation next episode. But thank you for doing so many shows and having something to talk about. Now,
Damn near carrying the show these days.
man, shut up. Let's get into another segment. I love this one. This is one of my new favorite things we do here on the podcast. Are they top 10? What me and Dante have been doing the last few weeks is building out a top 10 list of the greatest comedians of all time. We're just starting, right? We're building out the list. And then once we have the 10, week to week, we will bring one name each week to just see if they knock anybody out of the list. And we will get audience engagement and interaction as we build out the list going forward. But yeah, you want to read out the list that we have so far?
We got Bernie Mac, Russell Peters, Cat Williams, George Carlin, Corey Holcomb, Patrice O'Neill.
So we're at 6.
Yep.
We have 4 more slots to go until we fill out the top 10 list. Obviously, my theme for the first 5 selections of mine have been the guys that have been on the wall represented this entire time. This week is no different. And this week, I purposely went with this guy because I would have went with another name that's probably solidified top 10. But I'm going with Andy Kaufman this week, who to me is top 5, 100%. But the way you put in Corey, and I feel like Corey could potentially get bumped once we start. We haven't even brought up Eddie or any of these guys. We haven't even brought up like Joan Rivers. Like I'll have to make an argument for Joan because I don't think you know her that well, but like she's elite.
Yep.
Like just all these different names. We haven't even like gone across the pond, like Jimmy Carr, all these,
Yeah,
like,
but
you know what
they're
I mean?
trash. That's why they're over
No,
there.
Jimmy Carr's not trash.
I'm joking.
You're wildin'. Jimmy Carr is not trash.
He's over there with fucking Trevor Noah and those guys.
Trevor Noah is a little more on the trash side, but I don't want to be against my black African brother. But he knows his audience, man. He plays to that audience.
No, I'm just messing.
And again, they're just everything is subjective.
Yes.
Yes. So we say people are trash. Meanwhile, these people are selling out arenas, theaters,
Yeah.
whatever. So we're not delusional. But we are trying to get the funniest. So once we get our top 10 in there, that's when we start opening up to the public. And they're like, okay,
Sure.
what names should be bumped out or what name,
Yeah.
you know, and we'll figure it out week to week. But yeah, mine this week will be Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons. I think this guy transcends just comedy, but not out of like a necessity or desire. He just was a trendsetter. At least from what I was able to pick up, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't alive in the 70s when he was like
You weren't?
Shut up. So when he was really popping, but just going through the backstory and understand, like for me, the most prolific realization growing up being a wrestling fan is coming to the realization that Andy Kaufman, a comedian, was largely responsible for how the bad guy kind of morphed. Like it became more of a realistic shoot as opposed to the character villain. Because Andy, again, I won't go into crazy detail about this, but he was an auteur, bro. Like he liked stirring the pot. He liked people not knowing. He was like Eric Andre in his day, you know, or Eric Andre really is the him of this day. So he just loved going to the extent where people didn't know if he was serious or not. And it was funny.
Yeah.
Like he would do characters and stuff, but it wasn't just for the like. I didn't feel like it was just absurd for absurdity's sake. It always felt like he had reason behind what he was doing. But just seeing like the cultural impact that he had, him going around on national TV and wrestling women and then proclaiming himself the intergender champion of the world and then just picking out like scrawny little women. And he became vilified, bro, because people didn't know if he was serious or not. So they just see him on the news or Saturday Night Live or whatever, and he's doing an interview on the Tonight Show and he just calls out a woman from the audience and then they're wrestling on the ground, bro. And then he cheats. Like the psychological games.
Yeah.
Like it added to me such a layer to comedy. Manipulating people's emotions through jokes. And again, this is before like your Eric Andres, your Punked and all that stuff. So this was really trend setting before it became not just trend, but hack. Now, like everybody in their, like it takes a lot to really get me to laugh in that direction. Eric Andre is probably my favorite of the modern take of just absurd auteur. Like I'm doing the absurdist take on a late night talk show. I'm gonna lift the mirror up and show you how actually lame all this stuff is. And Kaufman to me is a pioneer in that. I haven't even started talking about Clifton. He has this alter ego. And he went so far with this alter ego, he got a fat suit. Like, you didn't recognize him. It was Tony Clifton. He was a lounge singer, and he would literally go around doing shows as him and not showing up as Andy. And then people started suspecting that Andy is Tony. And then what he did one day, him and his best friend / writer, co-writer, Bob Zamunda, he put Bob in the suit. Bob goes out on stage. Everybody thinks it's Andy. And he's like, da-da-da-da-da. He's doing the same shtick. And then Andy comes out on stage, and everybody's like, who is Tony Clifton? If you haven't already, highly recommend going and watching anything Andy Kaufman documentary related. But the best thing, I think, is Jim Carrey's portrayal of him in the movie Man on the Moon. That movie is... like, to me, and you know what's crazy? Bro, I didn't like it as a kid. I still remember seeing the trailers on TV because I was a wrestling geek, right? So they were promoting it on wrestling. But I didn't really know who Kaufman was yet. I was still like, I just wanted to see tits and people getting smashed over the head and play video games and stuff. Like I was in comedy, but I wasn't like of it yet. Kaufman wasn't on my radar. Like somehow Carlin was, oddly enough, but Kaufman wasn't. And so they're promoting this movie about this guy, Andy Kaufman, Jim Carrey's in it, and Jerry Lawler's in it, who's a wrestling legend. And it turns out that he actually has a big role in Andy's like legacy. Essentially, they had a big like feud in wrestling. That's the moment where Andy kind of transcended and went into the wrestling space, became a heel with Jerry the King Lawler, who was one of the biggest wrestlers at the time. And they went on Letterman and created this iconic moment where after they had the match and he gets spiked, a pile driver, and Andy pays out of his own pocket for an ambulance to take him to a hospital so he could pretend like he's going all the way with the work. So then they end up doing the post-fight interview on David Letterman, and Andy is wearing the neck brace, like his neck is covered, and then he's just screaming at Lawler, "I'm gonna sue you, F you, I'm sorry, Dave," because he's swearing on Dave's show essentially, and he throws the coffee. Lawler smacks the dog shit out of him. Like, and they planned this, but nobody knew. Yeah. Letterman didn't know. Nobody knew. So like the whole world, it was voted the top 500 most influential like TV moments, which whatever that means. But like, it's like an iconic, or 100 even. I think it's even 100. Like his impact runs deep and it just transcends comedy, but it is all comedy. Yeah. It was so crazy that after he died from cancer, people for years thought he was for over a decade thought he was gonna pop up one day, and his family went with the joke for a bit, and then it kind of got like there was one time where Andy received an award posthumously, and his brother received the award for him, and they did something where they pretended like there was a daughter or something like that. I forget exactly what happened, but bro, like that to me is hands down man's top 10 impact wise. Yeah. And that is my contribution for this week to the Are They Top 10 all-time comedy greats list. And what would yours be?
Well, I think we you kind of brought him up just then.
Okay.
But for me, I gotta throw Jim Carrey in there.
Yo, 2 white boys in this week. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I gotta put some. I gotta mix it up.
I gotta mix it up, but I gotta throw some salt in with the spice. I didn't watch much Jim Carrey stand up, but
so you're putting him on movies?
I watched the hell out of his movies growing up, and he was.
You're putting him in a stand up top 10 list for
a comedy top 10 list
based mostly on his movies.
Yes, for me.
Now, have you gone and watched any of his stand-up?
I've seen clips here and there.
There's a whole special I would recommend.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. I haven't watched it, but like just growing up, and just the things that he does, and like the way he like
this guy right here.
I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like so over the top.
You know what's funny? I have books for both the guys that are in this week on the set. Exactly. I have Kaufman and Jim Carrey right here. But yeah, continue.
Like the way he, like you watch The Mask and you don't see Jim Carrey.
No, he becomes the mask.
He becomes the mask.
He becomes Stanley Ipkiss. Ipkiss!
Yeah. But like, you get what I'm saying? Like, and just the way he moves and the faces and everything that he would make, the way he talks funny and says like all that stuff. Like
the 3 movies that he made that blew him up, that all came out in the same year, which is insane. Dumb and Dumber.
Yep.
Ace Ventura.
Classic.
Let's just talk about Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
You ever see the clip of David Alan Grier? And we haven't even got to In Living Color yet. Like, have you watched In Living Color? You're insane.
This is before my time.
It doesn't matter, bro. Like you're a comic now.
Yeah.
You have to know these things.
I guess.
You don't know In Living Color is wild. As a black guy too.
Who is it?
In Living Color.
Is that
no, it's the show. That's the show with Damon, Keenan.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Jamie.
Yes.
David Alan Grier.
I got to go back and watch that.
Bruh.
I thought you were talking
It's worth watching. It still stands up.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey is the standout in that show.
Okay.
Like, for the most part. Jamie Foxx was amazing. Damon was amazing.
Yeah.
Carrey, anytime he was on there, stole the show, bro.
Yep.
It's funny that we're putting both them in at the same week.
Because they're kind of similar.
They're not even kind of similar, bro. Kaufman is a mega inspiration for Carrey.
Yes.
Carrey played Kaufman. Dude, you know how much Carrey lobbied to be able to be Andy Kaufman? And like there's a whole story. So after you go and watch Man on the Moon, go on Netflix and watch the documentary Jim and Andy. So when they filmed Man on the Moon, this was notorious. I even knew this back then. I still remember seeing stories about this. Jim Carrey became hated in like Hollywood because during the filming of this movie, he went all in. Like he went was method acting.
Yeah.
He literally said bro, there was a moment, and this is in Jim and Andy, the behind the scenes documentary. He literally said there was a moment where I channeled Andy and I went to a beach and just meditated on it. I'm like, is this the role for me? I'm like, Andy, reach out to me. And as soon as I did, a pack of dolphins came to the surface and just do whatever. Like, you know what I mean? And like, that's that from that moment, he said I was Andy.
Yeah.
He made everyone talk to him like, bro, but you look at clips of Andy and then you look at Jim playing as Andy and it's damn, like nobody else could have played him.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Nobody else could have
you
played
don't
him.
see Jim Carrey when he's acting. You see
Andy.
You see the mask. You see Ace Ventura.
Dude, he met Andy Kaufman's parents in
Andy
and
face.
they cried. They said that was my son. The mom, I think.
That's crazy.
They cried.
Yeah.
Because they're like, that's my son. So, but even what I knew, because that movie was so notorious, he made it such a problem because he said, I'm not Jim.
Mm-hmm.
And I would recommend, even if you don't watch Man on the Moon, watch that documentary.
I'll
If you're a
watch it.
Jim Carrey fan.
Yeah.
Philosophically, like you learn a lot about Jim in that. That's where I really stopped even looking at him as like, oh, this man's off the rocker. Because I wasn't in my own spiritual bag yet. You know what I mean? Now I completely...
That's a whole nother level of why he's in the...
Yeah, but that, like, we're talking comedy though. So
I know,
once we start getting into the nitty gritty...
Hey, I understand, but this guy deep in the woods, bruh.
But they filmed all of the behind the scenes footage for Man on the Moon. Because Jim was in costume the entire time on set. Jim Carrey or Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
When they did the Tony Clifton scenes, that was even crazier. There's a whole scene where you could see him. He's driving as Tony with a paper bag on his head.
As Andy.
He's
driving as Andy, as Tony.
As Tony. With a paper bag on his head, driving a car in the back lot of the movie studio. And he like crashes into something. But that is Tony Hinchcliffe. Tony Hinchcliffe. That's annoying. That's annoying. That's so annoying. I can't even think of the actual name now.
Tony Rockman.
You're ridiculous. This is no. Oh no. Tony Clifton.
Tony Clifton.
I'm losing my mind. Tony Hinchcliffe. Oh my God. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So they filmed a bunch of behind the scenes of that movie, and the movie studio said never release this footage because it will make the public hate Jim Carrey and not want to watch this movie because he looked like a dick.
Yeah.
But he was method acting, right? And I truly, bro, especially knowing like the spiritual side of all this stuff, and he's a DMT, acid, that kind of guy. I fully believe he got in that, like he was possessed by Andy.
Yeah, he channeled.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's crazy to me that you're putting Jim Carrey in and you don't know his stand-up or In Living Color.
Yeah, but
like I agree with you, but you kind of stumbled into this win. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I know. I put him in there specifically.
You put him in based off movies and not really knowing the greater.
No, but I know why.
You got some homework. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I have homework on homework.
Homework. What, you haven't watched Man on the Moon yet? I have the DVD if you want to borrow it.
I'll watch it online.
Ugh.
Keep your copy.
I will.
Yeah.
Pristine. One day I'll get it signed by Jim.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got anything more to add?
Also, Canadian legend. Throw him in there for that too.
Salutes.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey and Andy Kaufman, this week's additions to the Are They Top 10 comedy list. Next week, we add the final 2 names to make it a full top 10 list. And then going forward is when we open it up for full debate, full discussion. People get knocked out. People get added in. Tears. What's your name? Dress size? R.I.P. the Godfather.
Oh my god. He goes in top 10 comedians all time. Give him the double Holtzman salute.
Yeah, let's do a quick poll results.
Yep.
And then a quick UFC recap. Seriously though, like I'm fucking over this. I still have to edit, and it's already ladies and gentlemen, another regular segment we do here every Monday on my Instagram story feed and on the community tab on YouTube. We post an interactive poll question, mostly comedy related questions, sometimes not, sometimes philosophical, whatever. You vote on them, and Dante and myself discuss the results here every week. And before we get to the results, let's first start with this week's poll question, which was, what's your favorite setting to watch stand-up comedy? And the options were comedy club, theater, arena, or on TV. And before we get to the results, how do you vote on this?
I would say more recent. I have a bias, but I have to lean towards comedy clubs.
Yeah. Like I like, bro. I really thought about this one because I'm between comedy club and theater. I think if you prefer to see comedy in an arena, you're psycho.
What's like theater level? How many seats we talking? 1,000?
No, that's a theater.
That's what I said.
Well, I thought you meant for arena.
No, I said a theater.
Okay, yeah. A
like
theater would be
1,000.
like 1,000, 1,500.
Okay.
Like Danforth, where I saw Chappelle, like that was a nice intimate theater setting.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to see him in like an arena setting. I don't know. I just don't. It's not for me. And again, I've been doing comedy now, so I can't take back all the experiences and now having been in it, be like, this is not where this belongs, I don't think. But I still want to do it.
Yeah.
I want to know that I can. I want to know that I can hold court. I want to do a round.
Yeah.
Like I really want to do a round, and I might find a way to make that happen for myself in the next little while. I might go theater though.
Theater over club.
I think so.
Wow.
To watch.
Yeah.
Not perform.
I guess I haven't watched.
To watch, not perform.
I haven't seen any comedy in a theater.
I
I saw your special there.
I love some theater comedy.
Like Zoetic Theaters. Does that count as a theater?
Yeah, it's a theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, plush seats.
Yeah.
Big stage. Like the stage and the seating is the main thing. The size of the room. But then some clubs are essentially small theaters, you know?
Yeah.
Like clubs in this, like Bricktown.
Yeah.
That was damn near a theater. That was like 350 seats.
So that's a club.
That's a small theater, yeah. Yeah, but you know what? A lot of the clubs in the States are essentially small theaters here.
It's a
in
comedy
Canada.
club.
Yeah. So it's a comedy club out there. I don't know. I like the curtains. I like the bigger stages.
To watch.
Yes, you caught me there. But still to watch. No, to watch. Because that's where you really see act outs, and that's where you like. I always go back to him when I mention act outs, but Mike Epps. Like I don't think he could get away with all of that on a smaller stage. I watched it, and he kind of just stands still, and he's working material out. Yeah. But when he's really like,
when he's skipping across the stage,
it's the best.
Yeah,
it's the best.
I did see Chris Tucker in a theater.
How big was the theater? Like 6,000, 5,000?
Like around there, yeah. It was a pretty big theater.
That's getting up there. That's like a small arena.
Yeah,
that's like a hockey arena, like the local team.
Yeah.
Performing, it's even a toss up. I love theater performances too. So.
I would like to throw in something though.
Yeah,
because there is something special, and maybe this is just my upbringing.
Yeah,
but watching comedy on the TV with the family, there's something special to that too.
There is. I think everybody's first experience is obviously on the TV. That's probably the most intimate experience.
Yeah.
Because it's just you and whoever's in the room with you, and you set it up how like it's your vibe. Definitely not arena though. Definitely not arena. Yeah. It's just
arena's tough.
It's not even that it's tough. It's just I don't personally. Again, I would do it, but I don't think that that's where it belongs best. But I get when you get big enough and you're trying to get as many of your fans to see you as you can, you kind of have to start doing that just so more of them can see you. What I love is Chappelle doing random appearances, showing up and doing 6 nights in a theater. That is probably the approach I'd want to take. Well, I'll do the arenas when I can.
Yeah.
But realistically, I'm showing up and I'm taking over a theater for a week.
Yeah.
I'd love that. I love that idea.
Throwing your weight around.
Throwing your weight around. But yeah, this one's pretty simple. So once again, this week's poll question: what's your favorite setting to watch stand-up comedy? And the options were comedy club, theater, arena, and on TV. And the results were 75% said comedy club, 8% said theater, 4% said arena, and 12% said on TV. On TV beat out theater.
Yeah. I'm
surprised that there's even 4% on arena. Like, who prefers the arena? That's wild to me. Does the YouTube results reflect the Instagram results? 76% said comedy club, 14% said theater, 0 arena, and 10% on TV. So you're pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But more people on the theater side, at least. I get it. Comedy club is the intimate.
Yeah.
But now that I've been in it long enough, I'm looking at it differently. And I feel like you can, like, a comic can really smash it out the park in a club. And you should be able to, absolutely. But a comic that can do that in a theater, for whatever reason, I don't know, like, there's just, I feel like you can do so much more.
Yeah, you have more room to play.
There's more room to play, usually a bigger stage.
Yeah.
And just like, I love the setting. I love giving comedy that type of dressing. It's art to me.
Yeah.
So it belongs in a effing theater with a nice stage and the gorgeous trimmings and the wood friggin' panel, like the, you know, the...
Like how they did Chris Rock's, like, Tambourine. Like,
yes.
You remember that theater?
There's a bunch of,
bro,
there's a bunch of amazing examples, and we could go back. I mean, there's, yeah, that's this week's poll question. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, make sure you get active on those every Monday on Instagram. I'm AKA Black Zeus, and every Monday on the YouTube community tab. Get in on that, and we discuss the results. Leave a comment too. And were there any comments, or did you already close out of it?
No, it's right here.
It's right here. Any comments? Yeah, there's one comment.
Arena doesn't even make sense.
Arena doesn't even make sense, and is the true mark of a sellout. I get the sentiment behind that. I don't know if I agree with, like, they automatically makes them a sellout, because when you're in it, bro, you want to do it. Yeah. Like I said, arena's not my favorite. It's nothing that I'm like, oh my God, but I definitely want to tick that off the checklist. I definitely want to do a round in a big venue. And just to prove to myself that I can do that, you know? And who knows, watch me end up loving it. Yeah. Like, this is actually like comedy on crack.
Yeah.
You can't.
There's arena. Oh, I was going to say, what about a stadium, like Kevin Hart level, like 50,000 people?
I would classify that under arena.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't belong in a stadium to me. But again, you got to do it just to say you did it, I guess.
This guy sold out where the Philadelphia, like that's wild.
Emperor?
Yeah.
Did Boston Red Sox, I think? Fenway? What did you do? Fenway Park? One of them. I'm not a baseball guy. But,
sounds familiar.
That's monumental. That's the park that he grew up watching baseball. Like, that's
like, imagine you sell like Scotia.
But that's like a monumental moment. You're not doing it because you're like, this is gonna be the best comedy ever performed.
Well, imagine you smash.
Yeah, of course. But but imagine how much more of a smash that is in a smaller space. Or it's more intimate?
Dog,
Nah.
I don't.
No, you can't. I can't.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Like,
I
imagine,
can say 100%. You're doing it in a stadium with open air ceiling. Like, nah, bro, it's not.
But you have 50,000 people laughing.
And it's open air.
Woo-wee.
And it's open air.
But what would that
So all
be?
that laughter is just escaping. You probably don't even hear it as much. I wonder.
Hear it.
Again, we're out here speculating.
I know,
so.
right? Yeah, you can't even hear the laughs.
You can't even hear it, bro. Yeah, I know.
Do that.
I dreamt about it. But yeah, that's this week's poll results. And we'll wrap this week up with it's time for the UFC 307 recap right here on Black Zeus the podcast. UFC 307 Pereira versus Roundtree. Damn, what a war that main event was, and what the rest of it turned out to be. We'll get Dante here to do the main recap. I fell asleep. I saw the main event and I saw a bit of the Aldo fight, but let's just do the main card.
Just the main card. Okay.
You saw the whole card?
I did.
Is there anything worth mentioning on the prelims? You get one standout. One standout.
Carla Esparza retired, so
congrats to her.
Respects to that. She didn't win, but she retired.
Fair
I
enough.
thought she won, but
Really?
Yeah.
It went to a decision?
yeah.
All right.
And it was a unanimous decision, but I don't agree with
Damn.
it.
All right.
This was pretty sick. Knockout first round. Ryan Spann versus Oven St. Preux. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. You know, he's losing that speed.
Yeah. What made me upset, I did see this fight. What made me upset is they kept saying he's as fast as he was when he started.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell does that mean, bro? You know, I can see.
Yeah.
Like,
He was getting tagged. He was getting hit.
but he's still sharp,
he's still fast.
of course.
But it's just not as fast.
You can't be making those statements.
Yeah.
I'm not at that age.
Yeah. But, congrats to Buckley. You know, like to knock out Wonder Boy, like that's a pretty.
That's a good look. Before he's really considered like on the outs.
This is what sends him on the outs now.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like he still probably has like a 4-fight lose streak to go through, but like
Hopefully not, man.
I hope he leaves
I don't see a
before
Tony Ferguson in his
neither do
immediate future.
But you never know. I didn't see a Tony Ferguson before Tony Ferguson. I didn't see a Chuck Liddell before the Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, but you know what? Rampage had to do it. Rampage had to. Yo.
But you never see those 5-fight lose streaks.
Best era of MMA to me was that era.
The Rampage Iceman era.
Like just that time frame.
Yeah.
Shogun in his prime, bro.
Yeah.
Big Nog.
Big Nog.
All the big head niggas that came over from Prime.
Yeah, well, they're all
all the juiced up monkeys that came over.
That makes your head grow. All these guys are on gear. This is on rocket fuel.
What a time to be alive. But yeah, let's get into the main card of UFC 307. Let's cover this. Get on out of here.
Kayla Harrison struggled. People were minus 900. She was.
How do you pronounce who's she facing?
Ketlin Vieira.
Ketlin.
Yeah.
Okay, Vieira.
Kayla was supposed to walk through her. Was not a cakewalk.
No.
She got bloodied up.
But she got the W.
She got the W barely. Like she did, but barely.
Damn.
Holland injury.
No.
Yeah. Rib, something.
Cracked or
something. That wasn't even like a strike. It was
what
like
round?
First, like right near the first. Yeah, so
it only went one
they
round?
stopped in between the first and second.
Damn.
Because like near like the end, they're going through a transition, and then there's like, and then Holland just like and then the guy just kept like didn't let him up, but the round ended. And I was even saying like
so
just
it was stopped mid round.
His coach stopped it, yeah,
or like mid in between rounds. Yeah. Damn. Heal up, Kev. Yeah. It's been fun watching him progress, but like progress and then regress and then like kind of work his way back up.
Yeah.
He had that 1 year of five
fights in a year.
5 W's.
Yeah. 5 wins.
Fantastic W's.
Yep.
But obviously they were feeding him lesser competition at that point.
Yeah.
And then the next year came, was like, and then he got 5 L's, bro. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Hey, he's fighting a lot.
He is.
He's making money.
Shout out to him. Jose Aldo.
Yeah.
Let's go. You said this wasn't that good?
Snooze fest because
Damn.
Mario Bautista,
Is that guy?
he was just clinching him against the cage.
Oh.
Not going for any takedowns, not throwing any strikes. Actually, he was going for takedowns.
How did Aldo look though?
He looked good in the
look-
first round when they were apart,
Mm-hmm.
but basically he was beating him in the striking, and then Mario was like, "Oh, I'm gonna just shoot the takedown," and he didn't land one takedown.
What do you see in his future
For Aldo,
for Aldo?
he's
getting close
still,
there,
No,
right?
he's still got it.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, like
Because
he
like,
was looking good.
people were saying that,
Yeah,
and then he had this resurgence. Like it's almost like he came back more cut. Like I don't know what happened. Like he took training more seriously or something.
he went down in weight.
Oh, that is.
Yeah,
That's
because he was
why-
at 145, and
Yeah.
then you took it serious. Like he was at 145, became the GOAT. And he's like, "Let me take this serious," and then goes down to
Let me take
135.
this serious. But you're not joking though.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he did that, it's like
got
people took him
shredded.
seriously again.
Yeah.
And for good reason.
Yeah.
So it went 3 rounds.
Went 3 rounds. I thought he won
Split
only
decision,
because
damn.
Mario Batista didn't do anything aside from pressure him against the cage.
But okay, no damage really?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see Aldo again at least. At least he didn't lose like cachet, I hope.
Like cachet?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like that appeal. Like hopefully he still gets like high level.
Okay, yeah.
I mean he's ranked.
see
He's
he gets high
still in
level.
rankings, right?
Yeah.
But this takes Mario up in rankings now, no? Would he not take his spot at 10?
I don't think it moves him up because Dayton didn't like his performance.
that what? How does rankings work?
Well, look, he's
Dana
he's
decides?
No, but
Yeah, then what are you talking about?
he's gonna he's
You
gonna go to
beat-
10.
You beat an 11. You're 11 and you beat number 10. Does that not make you number 10 now?
Yeah, but if you barely beat him, like you get the W, but it's like
But isn't that what rankings are? It's not what Dana wants to.
no, but I'm just saying.
Because if that was the rankings,
Yeah, John Jones.
John Jones is another one.
Be champion all divisions. He doesn't even fight in this division.
bantamweight champion John Jones, greatest of all time.
Exactly. But I just don't think he's going to go up that much. He can only go up by 1. Basically.
Okay, fair enough.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's what I would imagine.
Yeah. If anything. But like I said, most people didn't really see that he won.
Yeah.
He just didn't not lose. If that makes sense.
Fair enough.
We got Raquel Pennington, Julia Pena. We can kind of skip that one.
She got the
Anu,
W, but that was a
Anu.
boring fight, I heard, yeah.
It was back and forth. Like,
Boring isn't nothing happened, really? Or
well, there were some exchanges,
okay.
but
I'll have to go back and watch it then.
yeah.
It went all 5 rounds.
Yeah. I would have thought Juliana Pena would have did more wrestling. That's what I would have thought
Oh, she stood with her.
for the majority of the fight.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But
And she was tagging her too.
I was going to say, she got the split decision.
Yeah.
How close was it?
Very close.
Ooh.
Very close.
Raquel's probably just.
Yeah. It was very close. But anyways, main event.
Main event. Oh, man. Bah! Chama! Fighter of the year?
Fighter of the year. You got to give him fighter of the year.
3 dubs.
Yeah.
3 high-level dubs.
Yeah.
And I got to give Donkey of the Day to friggin' Jamal Hill, bro.
He's. I feel like Jamal Hill's about to Aljamain Sterling himself.
About to. I don't think, bro,
He's at that point.
he did that a while ago. He jumped the shark.
No, but he's at the point. He's almost at that teetering point where there's like no return. Like he does like one more, like the sleeping thing is like pushing it. Like he does one more of that, people just
He needs a convincing, like, ferocious victory.
I don't think it's not the wins that's going to do it for him. It's everything he does outside the cage is why they don't like him.
No, bro. And you were on his side for so long.
He's a good fighter.
I'm not saying he's not a good fighter. I'm just saying, like, everything about him from the turnout of him versus Chama. That's, to me, that speaks volumes. You know what I mean? Like, to me, you don't take a loss like that and, like, turn it into that energy. You take that loss and you turn it into being a better version of yourself.
100%.
So for him to for him to still be, maybe it's the only thing that really gets him in the news, right?
Yeah,
Because
but-
no one's talking about Jamal Hill outside of he's still talking about Chama.
yeah.
So, like, I would like to see Jamal Hill get back in there and have a decisive victory.
Well, remember, he was supposed to fight Khalil.
That would be a good fight.
Yeah, give Khalil
Khalil
a year.
needs- I was just gonna say,
give him
yo.
a year, bro. Look, I picked Khalil to win this fight. He
Yes, you
had
did.
very good chances, and he was close a few times.
Those first 2 rounds, people said were Khalil's.
Yeah, he took the rounds.
Yeah.
But he also dropped him.
Was that a drop?
It was a drop.
Oh yeah.
They tried to. You were just off. That he got hit with a punch to the head.
He got hit with a forearm sideways while he was like, it was, I don't know.
He got dropped.
It wasn't clean. You can't tell me it was clean.
He got dropped.
It wasn't. Okay, he went down, but I can't tell if that was him getting dropped from that hit or like the way he was positioned and he was like turning.
He was turned.
and Khalil's a big guy.
Yeah.
It could have been enough force to just knock him, like push him down, not from the force of the punch. I don't know. It didn't look.
I see. He got dropped.
He definitely didn't get all of it.
He didn't. Yeah. If it was a
He
cleaner
missed it.
strike,
It wasn't a fist.
yeah. If that was on the chin, that's what I'm saying. He was close. Could have had a new, bro. And the head kick, but this is the thing. Chama's so tough. He eats those. You know.
Oh, he
eats
those
it.
did nothing to him. They did,
something,
but
yeah. And then the body
show
kick
it.
because he was weak to the ribs. I don't know if you saw post fight interview. He was talking about like he had some sort of rib injury. And
Chama?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Khalil landed a nasty body kick and Chama tried to hide it. And he took a few steps back.
I did remember hearing them being like, he's hurt.
Yeah, from a body kick. So like Khalil, but I was watching that. I'm like, man, if Khalil had like 2 more inches of reach, because like he was just right at the end of the punches, like just like if this was his face,
Yeah.
it was like right there, like so close. But Khalil put up a valiant
It
effort.
was phenomenal until it wasn't.
Yeah,
And then once again, I feel like anytime I see this used so effectively, I have to just give a big salutes to body punches.
Yeah.
Oh my, body strikes.
That's why they're my favorite.
Oh my God.
Like
And that little delay. Yo, there's something weird about guys, like there's like that bloodthirst, like he just got punched in the liver, like, but he kept moving and then his body registered what was going on.
You can't fight it. You can't
And
fight
just
it.
crumpled.
That you see how long he was fighting off the head trauma that he was getting?
So you
It's
said
a
that
boom,
you could fight
boom.
off the head trauma,
You
but
can't fight off the then you just crumble down. Oh my goodness.
yeah. When do you think we see him in the cage next, Khalil?
Give him a year.
Yeah,
You
like,
gotta
I hope-
recover,
I hope-
fully recover from that.
Gaethje's been what now? Like it's been like 4 months since that fight.
Since 300,
Yeah,
it's been a couple of months.
yeah. Gaethje still needs a little bit of time to
Yeah.
recover. I feel like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
No,
Especially
take-
with all the hits he's taken.
Yes. Like take if Khalil wants to still compete at the highest level, because now he's really shown that he's up there. You know what I mean? Like
True.
he did better than Jamal Hill. He did better than
He
Yuri.
gave Chama his best fight in a while.
Yeah. He dropped them aside from Izzy, who dropped them in the first
Dropped him
fight,
for real.
but then knocked him out in the second one.
Yeah,
Like so you remember how in the first fight when Izzy dropped them right at the end of the round?
yeah.
That's kind of what Khalil did. So he wasn't like fully out, but like his legs went out for a quick second.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yo, what's the next main event? Like main card?
We'll wrap it up. We're at an hour.
Yeah.
The
Just click next. Yeah.
next main like
Yeah, not fight night.
This
Oh,
is
yo, the
big.
next one is Moreno.
No, that's after. Because we still got
I'm pretty sure
Max
Moreno's
Holloway, Ilya Taporia,
no,
Fight
it's a
Island.
fight night. Moreno's doing
I
fight
know,
night.
but that's
in-
after.
oh, is it? Are you sure?
Look, we got Taporia Holloway. And then after we got Moreno Albazi.
Yo, we might need to go to Vancouver for that one.
This is Vancouver.
That's Vancouver.
This is Edmonton.
Oh, even better, cheaper.
Hey, when is this? November? Oh, ooh.
November 2nd.
I'm around.
Alberta comedy trip
That'd
and UFC fight night.
be fire.
That'd be a fun fight. Go back to the main. Yeah. So okay, UFC 308 Taporia versus Holloway.
want
This is
to go
happening
over
in
the card?
Saudi, right?
This is
No.
a banger of a card.
We'll look into it in the next couple of weeks, getting
Okay.
closer to. But yeah, that's this week's UFC recap.
Yep.
Hope you guys enjoyed the fights. I hope you guys are looking forward to the next ones. And let's wrap up this episode. Dante, you have any final words for the people?
Do your homework.
Where can the people find you online?
You can find me online at Dante, CheZDante. Follow your boy.
Hey, and I'm AKA Black Zeus on all the socials, but you know what it is. Here is the place to be. YouTube, AKA Black Zeus, or Patreon. We're going to have a lot of really cool stuff going up there. The podcast is backlogged on there right now, but man, I'm excited. I'm excited, and we will have an announcement in the next couple episodes. We'll have a proper announcement. But until then, I love y'all. I hope you have a great week. If you can't come see me live, if you can't go see Dante live, wherever you are in the world, go support live comedy. The next whoever the greatest is in your neighborhood right now, and they need your support. So go check that out and hit the subscribe if you haven't already. I love y'all. Till next week. This has been Black Zeus the Podcast, Season 5, Episode 37. Peace.
This is Black Zeus the Podcast, Season 5.
I love y'all. Thank you for supporting. Once again, the Patreon is launched. If you do want to watch my comedy special right now, you can do so. It's only $10, and you can get it as part of the subscription fee. So, like, if you subscribe to the Patreon, you can get it that way, or you can just buy it outright for $10 that way. Once again, for transparency, I will release the comedy special for free on the YouTube once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So you can also just hit the subscriber button and just do that. You can support that way, whichever way you want to support. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that. I don't necessarily use it the way everybody else does, but I'm there if you want to find me. AKA Black Zeus is the person to find on those platforms.